So Night Has Fallen is officially happening, and we've got all the juicy details on what's coming up in the movie. Plus, let's chat about how the Has Fallen series has been struggling with its villains and what could be done to fix that. Alright, let's start by breaking it down for those who might not be familiar with the Has Fallen series. It's all about action-packed thrillers starring Gerard Butler as the tough Secret Service agent Mike Banning. You've got Olympus Has Fallen from 2013, followed by London Has Fallen in 2016, and then Angel Has Fallen in 2019. Alongside Butler, you've got Aaron Eckhart playing the U.S. President, Benjamin Asher and Morgan Freeman as Allan Trumbull, who starts as the Speaker of the House and eventually becomes President. Now, these movies haven't exactly won over the critics, but they pulled in a hefty $523 million worldwide. And get this, Butler's not done yet. He's signed on for 3 more films. And there's even talk of expanding the franchise with spin-offs, foreign adaptations, and TV shows in the works. It looks like the Has Fallen universe is gearing up for some serious expansion. Fast forward to September 2023, and we've got some cautious but promising news about the future of the Has Fallen franchise. Producer Les Weldon dropped an update, confirming that the sequel is indeed still in the pipeline. Now, here's the interesting part. Weldon's basically saying that the fate of any future sequels hinges on how well Night Has Fallen does. Translation? If this next flick hits it out of the park like its predecessors, we could be looking at a whole lot more Has Fallen goodness down the line. And let's be real, financially speaking, these movies have been a goldmine. If Night Has Fallen keeps the cash flowing, you can bet your bottom dollar that more sequels will be on the horizon. Now, let's talk about what we might expect from the story. Considering the events of Angel Has Fallen, it looks like our main man, Mike Banning, will be facing a whole new set of challenges as the director of the Secret Service. And with his dad, Clay, possibly still in the picture, his domestic life is sure to add an extra layer of complexity. But you can bet Allan Trumbull will be back in action, probably more prepared than ever, and Banning will have to step up to the plate alongside him in his new role. When it comes to the cast, Gerard Butler is a lock to return as the indomitable Mike Banning. And we've got some familiar faces behind the scenes too. Robert Kamen and Rick Roman Waugh are back as writers, with Waugh also taking on directorial duties. And let's not forget about Morgan Freeman, who's likely to reprise his role as President Allan Trumbull. With this talented crew on board, Night Has Fallen is shaping up to be another thrilling addition to the series. Now, let's delve into the Has Fallen series villain problem and how to tackle it head-on. While Gerard Butler's Mike Banning makes for a memorable protagonist, the series has struggled to create equally memorable antagonists. But fear not, there's a way to fix that. Back in the day, Die Hard sparked a whole wave of similar movies like Under Siege and Air Force One. But as the 90s came to a close, that subgenre started to fade away. Then came Olympus Has Fallen in 2013, a nostalgic throwback to those action-packed thrillers. Flaws and all, it resonated with audiences, pulling in over $170 million worldwide and earning itself a sequel. The follow-up, London Has Fallen, raised the stakes by taking the action to an entire city. With Banning on duty to protect the president during an attack on the UK capital, it scored even bigger at the box office. And let's not forget about Angel Has Fallen, where Banning finds himself on the run after being framed for an assassination attempt. Many critics hailed it as the best of the bunch, especially thanks to Nick Nolte's standout performance as Mike's estranged father. So, how can the series solve its villain problem? That's the million-dollar question, but with such a strong foundation and a dedicated fan base, there's definitely potential to craft some truly formidable foes for Banning to face off against in future installments. Despite its box office success, the Has Fallen series has faced its fair share of criticism, often dismissed as nothing more than brainless action flicks. And let's be honest, there's some truth to that, especially when it comes to the second installment. But one of the biggest shortcomings of the series has been its lack of memorable villains, a lesson it seems to have missed from classics like Die Hard and its ilk. In Olympus Has Fallen, Banning squared off against Rick Yoon's North Korean ultranationalist, who brought a decent mix of charm and menace to the table, but ultimately didn't leave a lasting impact. London Has Fallen barely gave its villain, Barkawi, any screen time, while Angel Has Fallen relied on Danny Huston's gravitas to make its antagonist, Jennings, somewhat interesting. Compare that to the likes of Hans Gruber, Tommy Lee Jones's character in Under Siege, or Gary Oldman's role in Air Force One, adversaries who felt like real threats to their respective heroes. If Night Has Fallen wants to up its game, it needs to give Butler's Mike Banning a foe who's not just a physical match, but also a formidable intellectual challenge. Imagine a showdown between Butler and someone like Dave Bautista. It injects some much-needed energy into the franchise. Even actors of the caliber of Josh Brolin, Jason Statham, or Jamie Foxx could breathe new life into the series. In the end, Night Has Fallen would greatly benefit from a villain who feels like a genuine threat, someone who pushes Banning to his limits. And while it might be a challenge to find A-listers willing to sign on for the fourth installment of an ongoing action series, Banning certainly deserves an adversary who'd give him a run for his money. Now, let's tie it all together with the potential involvement of Robert Downey Jr. in the Has Fallen series. Gerard Butler revealed that Downey Jr. is a big fan of Olympus Has Fallen, even sending him a glowing email expressing the need for more movies like it. There's something charming about the idea of Downey Jr. enjoying the old-school thrills of the Has Fallen series, especially amidst his iconic run as Tony Stark in the MCU. With this enthusiasm for the franchise, Downey Jr. seems like the perfect fit to shake things up as a villain in the upcoming Night Has Fallen. His charisma and wit could make for a truly memorable adversary for Butler's Mike Banning, injecting some much-needed energy into the series. But would Downey Jr. actually join the Has Fallen series? That's the million-dollar question. While he certainly understands the appeal of movies like Olympus Has Fallen, convincing him to sign on for the fourth entry of a series that's been met with mixed critical reception might not be easy. Plus, there's the matter of budgets. Downey Jr. doesn't come cheap, and the shrinking budgets of the Has Fallen movies could be a hurdle. However, with Downey Jr.'s unique position as one of the highest-paid actors in Hollywood, anything's possible. If the stars align and the script is enticing enough, we might just see him make an appearance in Night Has Fallen after all. Regardless of whether he joins the series or not, let's hope the next installment introduces a truly great villain for Banning to overcome. And with that, we've covered everything from the potential involvement of Robert Downey Jr. in the Has Fallen series to the ongoing search for a formidable villain. Thanks for sticking around, and we'll catch you in the next video. But before you go, we want to hear from you. What topics would you like us to explore in future videos? Drop your suggestions in the comments below.